Now, where are we going? Importance of surveys. Surveys. I love surveys. I'm going to give you a quick survey. It's going to be a one-question survey. What is a survey?
It's a questionnaire asking how well you do.
How well? Okay, so how well is yours? Feedback. How well? Feedback.
There's opinions or thoughts.
Opinions or thoughts? Anybody else?
What you love the most.
What you love the most? Okay. Do you notice how in this survey we got an array of answers? We did not get the same answer, right? This is the purpose of the survey, right? Is to get different perspectives on a particular focus, right? So we got a number of different perspectives on one particular subject. And this way we learn about the people's thinking and about their communication. Surveys are an extremely powerful tool for serving your clients, because the best way to serve your clients isn't to try to sit there and read their mind. The best way to serve your clients is to actually ask what's on their mind. And then once you are able to think about what's on their mind, then you can present a solution for what's on their mind, right? In actuality, these kinds of programs that we're building, they build best if they're not built first. That you get a framework and you enroll people into the program, and that once they're enrolled in the program, you start asking specific questions relative to each module of the program, and you actually serve the clients that are in the program directly according to their needs. Before the module's even built, you can ask them, okay, specifically these questions around these areas that you want to cover in the module, and then they give you that feedback, and then right away you turn around and give them an exercise that gives them the progress they deserve or the progress they need to make. Then you go on and survey about the next module, you help them through the next module. You survey through the next module, you help them through the next module. This way your clients feel best served. It's like customized for their needs. Rather than giving them a cookie cutter program, right, that you assume that this is what they're going to need to go through, and then they get in the program and it doesn't quite fit. You're not serving exactly what they need, right? So if you ask them while you're training them, then you can tailor the program for them, and they get much more personalized results, right? They end up being happier customers because they see that you are directly meeting their needs. A customized solution. Yes, a framework to get them through their end result, but customized to their particular needs. Surveys are amazing tools. Another really valuable use of surveys is when you're designing your marketing, okay? Right before you start to launch, you want to start getting your marketing language correct. You have a little list of a few people that you think might be ideal clients. You send them an email with a survey. You can use the survey module in your software, and that's what Bob's going to show you, is this, how to set up a survey in a survey module. You send out a little survey and you ask them 3 or 4 questions relative to your field and the specifics within that field, how and what they need, how they need it, what they need, how they're feeling, right? Then you get those survey answers back, and it's in their language. They're speaking to you in their language. They're saying to you their symptoms, but it's not coming from your imagination. It's coming right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Okay? Then what happens is you can take that language and you can immediately pack it into a marketing message. You take their language and put it into a marketing message, and right back at you, buddy. Okay? And then when they read that marketing message, they're going to get the feeling like you're a psychic. They're going to forget they filled out that survey. They're going to answer their survey questions real fast, just like it's just a favor for a friend. But when they see that marketing message in front of them and it's spelled out with nice fonts and the colors are right, and it's all organized, okay, and it's their symptom right at the top, and it's their demographic, their personality right there next to it, that person's suffering it, and there's these specific solutions and answers to the problem that they just complained about in their survey. They're gonna identify with you as like their psychic superhero savior, because you're gonna change their life because you're totally right on, like you have the answers to the symptoms and the problems that are right on top of their mind. It's a very, very interesting experience when it happens. We've done it, and it's really, really super neat when you get that language from them. It's like, oh my God, I got my marketing materials right here. This right here is the language they need to hear in order to buy your program. So when you do a survey, you actually get the answers. You get what you need in order to market the program back to them. It's a very, really, it's subtle, but it's extremely powerful. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of some of the power of what surveys can do. Okay, we'll get to that. Jim?
I remember that you've also used a qualification survey.
Qualification survey. Oh yes, to weed out the tire kickers and the snack munchers and the no-shows and the the hot mess clients, right? Yes, to be able to evaluate on the intake of your program before they actually sign up for the program. You can put an application, or you can put an intake evaluation, and you can ask them what their annual income is, and you know, a number, from on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about achieving this goal? And you vet out their seriousness and their qualification level. And if they're really super advanced, you can already get them ready to enroll in your high-end package. That's the complete full immersion. Or if they're just kind of getting started and checking it out, then you can send them over here to the front end of your funnel and get them on your $25 product and just see if they're gonna follow through. And this saves you a lot of energy, right? You start dealing with volumes of people, and you start doing free events with a couple hundred people in a room. You can make sure that those couple hundred people in the room that you're gonna give a $10,000 offer to on the, at the offer time, are all actually qualified and are likely to take that offer. Or you can just let whomever's into the room, and half the room is people who wouldn't take the offer, but you could predetermine who you're going to invite to an event and make a high-end offer to. So it's very, very dynamic what you can do with surveys. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Especially, you mentioned it and everything else you just said. That question about, are you serious, on a scale of 1 to 10? Like we heard Marisa, and her team, they're all talking about,
yeah.
People won't answer at least 8 or 9, but 10 on how serious are you about taking the steps that are needed to make it through this program? If you join this program, she doesn't want to work with that.
Right. Or there's another set of questions that can help them get a little bit more focused in. Like Ted McGrath, he says, okay, you want them to be at a 10. Okay, you want to get them to be at the 10 before you even make the offer or you tell them about the program, because it's not worth it. And he says, if it's a 9, it's really like a 6 or 7 in disguise. So you got to work on getting that. What would it take to get for you to be at a level 10? Is the next question. If you're over here at a 6 or 7 or 8 or even a 9, well, what's it going to take for you to be at a level 10? Let's explore that. And so you get to commit to a 10 before you actually start rolling out the logistics of the program, because this is all energy that we're expending for people. And to actually go through into the whole enrollment dialogue after the questionnaire part, we want to make sure that they're the right candidate, and you're going to be able to roll out the enrollment dialogue correctly according to their level or their state of commitment.
What are you trying to get at when you're asking them what would it take to get you to a 10?
You're trying to get them to a 10. You want them to be at a 10 to commit to their transformation.
But if they've just said they're at a 7, 8, or 9,
right? Then you can ask them a simple question.
What is typically the barrier then for them in their mind?
They don't believe that they can, that it's possible. They don't believe it's possible. They don't believe they're worth it. They don't believe that they can, that they themselves can do it. So that'll work for that breed of dog and all those other breeds of dog. But is this going to work for my breed of dog? Right?
Do I have the courage
Do you have the courage to do it, right? So then, and if you're going to be their coach or the counselor or the provider, right, and you want to get them to that end result, you got to be there to nurture them along the way. So if you understand that these are just limiting beliefs that are keeping them from being a 10, if they say that they want these goals, if they say that they really want this lifestyle, right, and they're just, let's see, they might be standing in their own way. So helping them get out of their own way and be able to make a fully informed decision is what this is all about. Because if they are the right candidate for the program, and the program really is going to improve their lives, then let's get into it. You know, let's get into getting them into the program and improving their life, really getting them to that level that they want to be at. Did you have a question, Jeff?
No, it was just a comment. Years ago, I sold cars. We had a series of questions that you would ask to when we talked to people about cars, and they would say, when you sat them down and you negotiated, you may not be all the way there. But they had said this before, so you called, well, you said you wanted a Ford. So you wanted this. You said you hated white, but we have a black car. You know, and you basically try to get them back to where you can start negotiating. Because if they're not there, like what you're saying, why negotiate?
When they make an agreement to go into the exploration of their goals, their dreams, their pain points, their limiting beliefs, right? There's a threshold where they make an agreement that essentially they kind of agree that you can hold them accountable. So if they say that they're at a 10 and then they hesitate to get in the program, then you can hold them accountable for that 10 because that's what they said. They said they were at a 10. So now you don't want to enroll in the program and take this leap. So what's that all about? I mean, I thought you were at a 10. You know, like my time's valuable too. I'm willing to invest this time with you, but the requirement here for me to go forward is that you hold to your word and you make that commitment to yourself. Because like I'm already there. If you want to be there too with me, I'm willing to help you get here. But you need to be accountable for your own decisions and your own actions. And if you really want that life change, I'm here to help you make that life change. But it's up to you to make that commitment. And you know, like I say, I'm committed to help you get to that end result. But are you really truly committed to yourself and your family and your future and society, however it is? What are the people? Why would it be important for you to have this goal? And do you really want to keep yourself playing small?
So what he was saying is basically bring them back to what it is that they said they wanted in the first place.
Back to what they said they wanted.
Represents them to that.
Yes.
That goal.
Because what's the whole reason you're having the meeting? Are you just there to have coffee? Are you just there to shoot the shit? Are you just there to like just waste somebody's time? Or are you going to have this consultation to actually explore the possibilities of doing business and whether or not you actually need the service, right? Comment, question?
I have a question. I was sitting there yesterday, listening to people, and I can see where you're saying that surveys would be a good thing. I'm trying to think of how to inform because so many people were like, I really need to get going. I need to make this, and you just don't have anything solid. You don't think about it, and when it surprises you when they're going, oh, I didn't know it was that easy. Oh, I didn't know, but you're not prepared for the statements. And so I'm sitting there going, yeah, you really need your little repertoire constantly going in your head.
Yeah, once you get it blocked out, though, it's finite. It's not too much. It's not all over the place. It's finite. You know, you've got a structure, and there's a structure for asking. I think there's about 11 questions or so. My enrollment consultation worksheet is simpler than Ted's. It doesn't go into like, hey, let's go a little deeper, because his is a high-end client enrollment where you're like enrolling people for a $25,000 program or something. You really got to get serious about the time that we're using, you know, to even have the meeting. But my enrollment consultations it's a very smooth one. It's got about 5 questions that you ask. I've got extra copies of the worksheet. If you lost yours, if you still got it, go over it, because that enrollment consultation worksheet really just eases them into the program. You just ask the right 5 questions and you get in there. So you got being able to have everything blocked in and compartmentalized, right? To present to them once they've gotten to the point to where they want to hear about it, right? you're creating the path of least resistance or the path of most allowance, as Abraham would say, right? So that you've already got them on a series of agreements, okay? What they say in this industry is the little yes equals the big yes. But if you trigger no's along the way, that's not something you want to be doing in the communications, is triggering no's and no's and no's and no's. And like a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10 is almost a no. 4 is like they're pretty much saying no. So how much of a yes really is that? Like if you're at a 6 or 7 or 8 is almost a yes. A 9 is getting really close to a yes. A 10 is pretty much a yes. I'm in. So these are surveys. We're asking, we're finding out, and that way we can make adjustments along the way. It's like golf. You know, golf is not a game that you either win or lose. You either play or you don't play. And if you do play, you're either going to get better at it or, well, you probably get better at it, because golf is not something like, there's no such thing as a hole-in-one as far as I'm concerned. I don't think, if anybody's ever made a hole-in-one, it was probably luck. The wind probably helped, all right? Because golf is not a game that you play like you're going to just win the game or you're going to get a hole-in-one. Just don't even think about it, right? What you're doing is you're hitting the ball kind of in the general direction of the hole, and there's no way to know where it's going to land. Then you go chase the ball over there and you kind of hit it in the general direction of the hole, and then you got it, you don't know where it's going to land. You go over there and you hit the ball in the general direction until finally you get the ball close enough to the hole that you can actually get it in the hole, and your score is about how your average was or whatever's. I don't know the scoring, but I just know that it's not about, like, you don't win the game of golf. I mean, I guess if there's a competition with somebody else, but if it were a solo game, all you're doing is just making adjustments for the mistakes that you make along the way so that you get better until finally you're pretty good at it and you kind of, maybe you can compete. The concept here is not really that you're going to get it perfect, right? Because if like the first time you went out and played golf and you missed the ball, you're like, oh, I'm not going to play this game, right? That's the only way to lose. But if you keep swinging and you keep swinging and you keep swinging, eventually you hit the ball and it goes 40 feet that way, and you're like, okay, we got a long ways to go on this. You could either throw the club down and give up. But yeah, either you go back where the ball is, you go find it, and then you just kind of in the general direction of the hole. And it's just something to do, like, you know, to get some sunshine, some exercise, and, you know, an afternoon just kicking the ball around. But if you were to actually go like, oh, I'm no good at this, I didn't get a hole-in-one the first time, I'm never going to play golf again, then you lose, right? So if you're thinking if you're trying to be perfect, forget it. You know, what we're going to do is, another of the statements that we hear in this industry is, done is better than perfect. Because basically the perfectionist really never launches, never puts anything out there because they're trying to get it perfect first. When you're doing it, build as you go according to your client's needs, you don't have to start with a perfect framework. The only way it's going to be perfect for your clients if it's customized to their needs. So the looser your framework in the first place so that you can adjust as you go based on surveys, then you're going to have a much more dynamic and customized program for your clients. And I think that kind of sums up the whole. It's like you're iterating, Marissa Murgatroyd says, is iterate your way to awesome, right? You start with something, put it out there, and then perfect it as you go. So that said, again, I'm going to turn the media over to Bob, and he's going to walk us through how to build a survey.